All right, guys, so Angry White Guy here today, and I really want to talk about this first experience because, hey, my birthday's coming up, and the first big hit I took from this particular individual was on Thanksgiving. And this is just my opinion only. I believe this is all these experiences that I had, especially the online ones, where there's some guy in Nigeria. I always joke about it, and he's the one controlling everything. I even told Alexandria, I go, you're some guy that lives in a basement, of your parents' basement, just doing this and scamming money out of people. And in the end, I do think there's some truth to it. I actually do. But I also do think that this one was she was particularly a real person, possibly. Can't prove it either way. And how we originally met, I'm into cryptos. And so we were just joking around and we were playing around on Instagram, and we were just messaging each other. And she caught my attention one day because she said, are you into crypto? And, and I said, I dabble with it a little bit. It's where I made most of my money. Anyway, so she says, I said, I can't remember the exact coin, but it was one of the coins that I was, playing with at the time. And she said, I go, what's the price of that coin? Just out of curiosity. I just wanted to know if she knew anything, or if she was any type of reality. And sure enough, she answered the questions, and she got all the answers right. So I said to myself, oh, wow, we share that in common. She's about 35, 38 years old, beautiful lady. And then, the conversations turned to crypto, and then she says, hey, I work for a crypto company, and you can make money, all you got to do is invest crypto into this platform, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I'm not really interested in that, because I did my own thing. But so we probably chatted for, let's say, about 2 to 3 weeks. I got to find a picture of my phone here of her, and I'll show her to you. And then the conversation changed, and we started flirting a little bit. And we started exchanging texts, you know what I'm saying? And we, went into that romantic side of it. And this all transpired. This probably took about a month, let's say, before this transpired. Went from a professional, talking about the cryptos, and then started talking a little bit romantically. And so far, no money's exchanged hands, no nothing. So anyway, then she starts really pushing this crypto platform on me, and I said, well, I'm not really interested in it. I had got divorced from Beverly. We'll talk about that in a video of why I divorced, why Angry White Guy divorced. But it's, maybe we'll talk about that in week 5. That'd be a good video for week 5. But anyway, so so we have our relationship, things are moving forward. I'm in no rush. I just got divorced, not even really looking, but she just caught my interest, and we shared the crypto thing in common. She was a very attractive lady, and she showed pictures of blah, blah, blah. And in the beginning, her account was not private. It was public. But then later on, she turned it into a private account. Anyway, so we flirted and talked, and then finally one day she talks me into investing into her crypto platform thing. And I said, okay, I'll do $500. And so I invested the $500 into the crypto, knowing that I was going to lose it all. I just, I didn't have any faith in it. And it was kind of my fault, but $500 to me, I mean, it's a lot of money, but it wasn't, this is not going to really change anything in my life. So I said, and it was something to make her happy. I thought all of this. So I did it, but then that wasn't enough. And then she said, you need to invest $5,000. I said, nah, I'm good with that. I said, I'm not really interested in your crypto platform. I know the investments that I've made and where I'm at in the market. And it was because I was just getting back into investing into cryptos. Because prior to that, I had hundreds of thousands in cryptos, but now I don't. By then, when I got divorced from Beverly, I'd turned everything into cash. And so I was completely out of the market. So I was slowly getting back into the market. So it was just, to me, it was like a high, very, very high risk investment that was probably not going to, I'd probably never see again. And I was in the reality and in the state to know that. So it was my birthday last year, and it's coming up on my birthday now. I was born December 14th, 1962 for any of you guys. And so I'm 60. I'll be 61 on this birthday right here. I really want to share this to you because I remember we were in Gulf Shores. I was with my twin brother, Pete. Let's see if I can find a picture of that on my birthday. Anyway, she calls me while we're at dinner on my birthday, and she says, I really want to do something for your birthday. I want to come see you. And I said, well, I'm very, very busy because at the time we were getting the boat ready. I live on a 50-foot boat, and we were getting it ready to go on this big Bahamas trip, me and my twin brother. And so she used my emotions, though, and it really, when I look back at it, the anger and how pissed off I got and what she actually did to me was just absolutely horrific. And I don't want this to happen to any of you guys out there, and I want to hear in the comments, is anybody experienced anything like this before? So anyway, she calls me up and she says, hey, I want to come see you. And I'm excited, you know what I'm saying? Like, the adrenaline's flowing. Back then I was drinking. I don't drink anymore. But back then I was drinking a little. So she just caught me at that one weakness of a moment. And she says, just buy me a plane ticket and I'll come. Well, I was young. I was freshly divorced. I was naive. I didn't know about all this AI world that we live in today. And I said, what do we need to do to make this happen? And she goes, why don't you just send me some money for a plane ticket? And I go, well, how much is a plane ticket? And she goes, it's about $2,500. And I said, well, that sounds reasonable. And then I said, well, here, I'll give you a few $100s more. Anyway, so it was like $3,200. That was totally what I gave her. That day, right there while I was eating my dinner with my twin brother. And the $3,200 was for a plane ticket, go get her hair done, pick up something at the store. And again, I was so naive. I was just like, oh my God. And I couldn't believe, I'm going to see her next week, and we were prepping the boat to get ready to leave because we left on January 15th is when we left of 2023. And we were going to go do the Bahamas, which we've done. And so it was a very busy and tight schedule. And so she says, well, I'll come, here at Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's. And so all the way up to the thing, I checked the plane ticket, she shows me a plane ticket, she shows me everything. But in the end, there was no plane ticket, there was no nothing. It was strictly stealing $3,200 from me. Same thing with the crypto platform. That was another $500. So now we're in this for $3,800, and I have seen nobody, and the relationship played on because I was very, very angry, so angry. It wasn't even at her so much; it was more at myself, thinking how I could be so stupid, how I could be so trusting, how I could do something that stupid. And I felt just ashamed. I felt angry. I was pissed off. I've never even really shared this story with anybody, the true story of what actually happened, and how much money that one experience actually cost me. And it woke me up, but I still had a lot to learn, if that makes sense. So the relationship went on probably all the way up till probably literally about 6 months ago is when I finally, because every once in a while she would just pop up, on Instagram, and she'd say, hey, Paul, how are you doing? I'd say, great, how are you doing, Alexandria? And she'd go, oh, I miss you so much. And I go, yeah, I bet you do. And I would literally, I call her, I say, hey, I bet you do, you scamming bitch. But in the end, that's all she ever was, or he, or whatever it was. And all it was ever about was stealing money from me. That's all. That's the whole gist of what the relationship was about. And so, when people now, when I get on here and I get online and well, you have trust issues. Yeah, I do have trust issues. You're goddamn right, I do. Go fuck yourself. You're fucking ain't right. I have trust issues. It's just so irritating that there's a bunch of things, a bunch of red flags. One, she's younger, she's beautiful, and I'm looking at myself, I'm a 60-year-old dude, I'm not in the greatest shape. Even back then, even a year ago, if I showed you pictures from a year ago, I wasn't. Now I'm in the gym every day. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. And so I probably even look a little bit better than I do now. But dude, I'm old, I'm bald, or if you're bald or a gray head, I mean, we shouldn't be looking at 40-year-old, 35, 40-year-old women because, I mean, they're young, they're beautiful, but they're also, in my experience now, and I want to hear your comments down below, they're just scammers. And all you're going to do is get scammed out of your money. And so you got to be very, very careful with that. And once they know they got you, they never stop trying to get you. And it just, they're relentless. Finally, one day, it was about 6 months ago, we're getting into here, and I was actually thinking about going to Copenhagen to actually see her because all the texts, the explicit text is about, what she's going to do to me sexually, blah, blah, blah. And, it was intriguing, and I did want to experience that stuff. But in the end, it literally was all just a scam. And it in my opinion, it could be some dude from Nigeria, you know what I'm saying, sitting at his cute keyboard just going after it. I'm going to explain the latest one. This was from eHarmony. Same thing, Nora. But again, that the video will be a ways down because that just recently happened. And like I said, this relationship with Alexandria started December, November, October, let's see. Yep, October of last year. So over a year, about 12 months, 13, 14 months ago, this is when that relationship started. And then on my birthday, so we're in the relationship for about 2 months is when it got bad. And when I figured out real quick that this world that we live in is not the same world that we once lived in. Anyway, I want to hear your comments. Am I the only one that ever got ripped off by one of these on one of these scams? And it's not the only one. It's not the last one. It's not the first. It is the last one. I'll never get ripped off again, and I'll never do something like that again. But because now I've wised up enough to understand and recognize the scam, and unfortunately, my experience with all of them now, so from even Bumble to, eHarmony to the Facebook dating app to, because I don't drink alcohol, so I don't go to the bars and stuff like that. So for me, this whole online thing, it just hasn't worked out. Not one time, not one date, nothing, zero. Where I did recently have some luck was going to Costa Rica. Again, we'll talk about that in week 6. We'll talk about Costa Rica and what you can expect when you get out there. And I did meet somebody out there, and I do hope to have a long relationship and friendship with this person for years to come. And if I'll put it to you like this, if it was the last person I ever slept with, I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really am. Anyway, peace out. Make sure you leave your comments down below. Anybody needs any help, please just reach out. I think sometimes if we can just talk to each other, share our experiences, that, just having somebody to talk to, somebody that experienced something like that, it could help you. And I don't want to see any of you go through what I did. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and share it with your friends. I know this is not this channel, you got to kind of hide it, But I'm curious to see if there's anybody else out there as stupid and naive as I was. Anyway, thank you guys. Bye.